Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again, and back to you with a Mindcrack episode. And this is the episode I wanted to make yesterday, but the server was down, and unfortunately I couldn't do it. What I'm going to do is, I've only brought back, I didn't bring back too much stuff, but I brought back some, that one worked well, 6 more diamonds. I'm going to fortune up this stuff that I brought back from my last expedition. I unfortunately did not use my silk touch pick as efficiently as I should have, and therefore I don't have everything in the world in order to fortune up, but I did bring some of this stuff back. I think I actually brought lapis, didn't I? Or did I not? I'll find out. Let's get all this stuff. I had 32 blocks of redstone and 3 diamonds, and you saw from the 3 diamonds I got 6 diamonds by fortuning it, which is good. We'll see what I get here from the redstone. It appears it's going to be 3 stacks and 1 of redstone from 32, so not too shabby there. Let's see if I left lapis. Oh, I just left 3. So I got 3 lapis. Let's do this up with some lapis. And I just got 24 lapis from 1 block. That's pretty intense. So I got a total of 59 lapis from just 3 blocks of lapis by using fortune. So, MC Gamer, I will be on the way at some point soon. Actually, you know what? Do I have quartz? I do have some quartz. I don't want to do too many of these, but... So that's 10 of them. I just want to do 10 of them for now and see how well 10 of these will get me of the quartz. How efficient this is. So give me 16. 16 quartz is better than 10 quartz. I think you can get up to 2 per block. I actually don't remember. But either way, that's pretty good. I'm going to get myself some supplies together so I can go through and finally, with this new haul of gold and iron that I have, finish up some minecart track. And I actually should have a crap ton of track that I had brought back. There it is. Got a lot of regular track. I'm gonna make some powered rail and finish this minecart track over to my desert village. I'll be back when I'm ready. Alright guys, I'm back and I'm ready to rock, and I've actually built a little platform down here that you'll see. I'm going to start out with all regular rail track and come back and fill it in with powered rail as I see necessary. And while I'm doing this, I can tell you guys I don't know if this is more of a story. I mean, it's a story of what happened, and I'm curious what you guys would do in a similar situation. It's not really a situation I was in. I go to these meetings for work that are by the QSC division, which is the Quality Service and Engineering division. And these meetings I'm actually a big fan of. It's unfortunate, they're very long meetings. They are 2.5 hours long. And unlike a normal meeting, they know that it's a long meeting and try to make it entertaining because they want to get as many people there as they can, because these are pretty big meetings that we have once a month. And it's one of the few meetings that I go to that they actually do things like... Oh good, it's closed off. They actually do things like have kind of like icebreakers and everything to get the day started, get the meeting started. And by icebreakers, I don't mean like necessarily a meet and greet. Sometimes they are. Occasionally they're one of them was you have to sit by the calendar. They put different calendars on the tables for, like, you know, January, February, March, April, May, you know, et cetera, on these different tables, and they say mix it up. Don't sit like where you're sitting by like the rest of your team or whatever. You need to sit by whatever table has the calendar date of your birth date in it, so that if you're born on, like, you know, in October or something, you sit by the October calendar, or, you know, et cetera, you guys get the gist of that. And the purpose of that is to make people sit by people they normally don't interact with on a daily basis. You get to know each other, like a couple different people. Not that these meetings are huge. There's like 25 people. And it's, you know, essentially the same group of people that's at all these meetings. So when you're at some of them long periods of time anyway, you get to know pretty much everybody who's there. But it's cool, especially for new people. And then they'll talk about, they'll have you write down certain things about your, where were you born, state, country, etc. What's your, I don't even know another example. Like, what's the farthest distance you've ever traveled to, living somewhere and commuting to work, and then you kind of have a little quiz type of thing at the end and try to guess, and everybody's like, okay, so of everybody here, look around the room, and who do you think is born the furthest away from where we're currently at? Just simple little icebreaker things. They're fun. They are time consuming though. And unfortunately, because they're time consuming, it makes some people, especially on my team, they think that they don't have time for, to go to these meetings. And sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes they legitimately don't have time because they don't have 2.5 hours to go spend at one of these meetings. So they end up not going to the meetings, knowing that the icebreakers can sometimes take, half an hour to 45 minutes or something like that. But it is what gets people engaged and gets people more into the meeting sense when they get to know the people that are there and things like that. So I'm a big fan of having things like that, but you do have to have a significant amount of time set aside to be able to put 2.5 hours out of your day to go to this, general meeting. But that being said, a couple weeks ago, they did an icebreaker, which I've had a similar icebreaker type scenario to this in the past, where they said, okay, you and your team, they split you up into like 5 different groups of like 5 to 6 people apiece. And they said, you and your team were in a plane crash. Crashed on a deserted island somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Here is a list of the items that you have been able to scavenge from the wreck. Place these items in order of what your team comes up to a consensus and sees as the most important to least important items that you would need, and present your ideas as and why you would do this. So part of the purpose of this is to see who kind of in a group takes on like a, if there's somebody who takes on like a dictator role, that whatever they say is right and you're not gonna, nobody else is gonna change their mind, or if people more come to a role of, no, let's come to a consensus, no, I agree with your point, oh, that's not going to work, is it? I need to do, oops, that's also not going to work because I just screwed that up. There we go. That should work. Things like that. So they're kind of fun. So then they'll actually, the one that we did a couple months ago was, there were some like Marines or wilderness survival people that got together and actually rated the list on what you should have determined is the most important and why you should have determined that's the most important. So it's pretty cool to see how close you come to what like wilderness experts and things like that would say about, a similar thing and things like that. So I enjoy these meetings. I enjoy doing things like that. I enjoy talking in a group setting on what I think is important and why I think something is important and things like that. So we had a lot of fun with that one. Our group was, we did pretty well compared to what the wilderness, expert would say. Not perfect by any means, but we did pretty well. And it's cool to hear the rationale as to why something that we thought was important isn't, or why something that we didn't think was important is, and things like that. So it's fun. It's fun to do things like that. And I don't know why I just did that, actually, because that needs to not be this. It needs to be a... a button I could hit to get started, so that was just a waste of time. But, so we did that one, and it was fun. So this month, they decided to go on something a little similar. Oh, I need smooth stone for that, so I'll get my button later, I guess, for testing purposes. For testing purposes, I can just put this here. I just want to see how far my minecart is going to travel. If I were to go in here and hit the button, whee! So I got a nice downhill here, so getting on this side isn't going to be a big deal. However, wow, actually I can probably get... I might have to test this more from the other side, because this is going to be pretty smooth sailing because of all this downhill. Oh yeah, I might be able to actually make all the way. Yeah, I definitely need to test this one from the other side because this is not going to be accurate. Do I have smooth lighting on? This lighting seems really weird. I can actually probably smooth this, put this up to make the video a little bit better for you guys. Yeah, my smooth lighting is on maximum, so that's weird. It's really choppy. I can get rid of this. Oh, I was like, what just happened there? So this week they did, or this month they did something a little bit different, and they said, similar type of scenario. You've been involved in a plane crash, and you are there with your group of people. My group this time only had 4 people in it. The maximum group had 5 people, and they said you have to come up with 5 items, or excuse me, not 1 item less than the number of people in your group. So the group with 5 people had to come up with 4 items. My group had to come up with 3 items because we only had 4 people in our group, and things like that. But so again, I need this. Did I keep those? Yeah, I did. There we go, and we'll see where we go. And I think that this is going to be a very good spot for a couple tracks anyway. I've got plenty of tracks, so why not just make use of my track that I have at hand. I like to hide my my switches now because I know I can put them underneath. Boop. So that's all they said. So we started asking for clarification, and we said, okay, what are the ground rules here? He said, what do you mean? That's it. I said, do we get a list to choose from of items that we've been able to scavenge or whatever? And he said, no, just come up with a list of items that you would think you would need to survive in this situation. We said, well, okay, where did we crash? Did we crash in a cold climate, a warm climate? It said it's irrelevant. This is just to see how you guys think through things as a group. Okay, you're leaving a lot to the imagination on what we could really come up with here. So where do we go with this? And he said, well, basically, you don't have any power on the island, so you can't have like something that you can, you have to plug in because there's no power there. So I give you that. And he goes, now we'll also give you food. Food is not something that, well, like let's say you have not necessarily food, but did I not put that in the right spot? There we go. He said food is something like you have coconuts on the island, we'll say. So assume it's warm weather, I guess. Said there's a lake with fish in it, but he didn't say anything about if there's any fishing gear or anything like that, if we can just easily get the fish. So kind of leaving it more open into the imagination on what to do. He said, and you also have water, so you don't need to make water one of your items. You don't need to make necessarily food one of your items, but you have to think about it enough to know if you need to have like fishing gear as an item, things like that. Then that's what we started to sit there and think through. So I thought this was kind of funny because every group, when all is said and done, every group, as this wasn't really our number 1 item, but we said it first because everybody else had already said it. Like, it was on our list. It just we told them our number 1 because we said, just like everybody else, one of the items that we would take is, blah, blah, blah. Because people were coming up with things like, pretty much everybody, and I'm sure you're all thinking it right now, is, if you watch Survivor at all, a machete is an important thing to have. Something you can cut with, something you can defend yourself with, if that situation, arises that you need to defend yourself, things like that. So everybody has machete on this list. So on this list that most people had was like, many people had machete, fishing gear to be able to utilize the, the fishing pond, fire. Those were basically the top 3 hitters on most everybody's lists. And then the other people had like other random things on there. My group, the very first thing I thought of, and I'm really shocked that nobody else even thought, because when I said this, because I was a spokesman for our group, whoa, I almost just jumped down that hole. So I could put if I want to continue my pattern, I think I can still go over here and do it. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I still can. This is just kind of dangerous. Not as pretty as I wanted it to be. Whoa, no! I was no longer holding shift. Oh no! I never slept in my bed after playing PvP. Crap. I'll be back with you guys momentarily. Alright guys, I have re-equipped myself with the items that I need to go gather back my supplies. Now, I apologize for that easily avoidable death interrupting our conversation, but as I was saying, we are coming up with these items in order to survive on this island. And like I said, everybody pretty much came up with machete, something to like get more food, like the fishing gear, and fire was pretty much what everybody's decision was for the items that they needed. So our group, like I said, and this is the first thing I actually thought of, but we told them machete first because everybody had already said machete. So we said machete is also on our list as something we would need. So we only had 3 items. And I said the actual number 1 item that we wanted is a solar-powered satellite GPS phone. Everybody kind of just stops and looks at us for a minute. We're like, well, with the solar-powered satellite GPS phone, not only can you call for help, letting people know exactly where you're at, you can get to the internet because it's satellite, you can look up guidebooks for survival guides, you can know exactly what your location is, you can call people to kill time. Nobody thought about something like this. They all were so focused on the, okay, what would we actually need to survive? He didn't give us any restrictions. Man, you don't give me any restrictions, I'm going to take a mile from you. Like, that's just how it is. It's, I'm really shocked that nobody else thought of things such as we did in our group. Now, this does not look promising. Oh, wait, good. There we go. I'm going to say, I had a lot of good stuff on me. I knew I was close to lava. Ooh, and there's fire down here. I think I might have lost some of the things. I did, unfortunately, I believe, have my... Oh, my Fortune 3 pick. It's there. My one bow. Hey, I actually got all my stuff back. Maybe I won't be so stupid and go for these. Do I have my switches? Yep, I got my levers. Maybe I won't be so stupid and go for the underside of the blocks as often in the situations that I should not for these. But though, while I'm on my way up, now would not be a bad time to just be like, boop, plop this baby down. And maybe I want to cover it up just so it doesn't get taken out by a ghast blast or something like that. Use some of this slow sand because I don't need slow sand. And obviously not that, but that's fine. There we go. Oh, did I put that on the wrong block? I did, didn't I? All better. I didn't cover up underneath it, did I? Which is actually where the ghast would shoot it from. There we go. But you give me an inch, man, I'm going to take a mile. It's really all there is to it. I mean, you don't give me those restrictions, why would you expect me to stop at basic things needed to survive when you just basically said, I can have anything I want to have? What I want to have is a solar-powered satellite GPS phone to not only plan my escape, but to survive while I'm there. Yes, we did not go with fire, because our third thing was actually Jeff Probst, because we figured we're in a survivor type of situation. I guess Jeff Probst could be there and he could run some challengers or something for us while we wait for evac. You know, our other thought process was a fully fueled plane with a pilot, or a helicopter and a pilot. We thought about things like that too, but nobody else really went on that same, wait. There it goes. Nobody else really went on that same thought process that we did. I thought it was pretty entertaining. People got a kick out of it mainly because they didn't think about it. And I'm curious, how many of you guys watching this video now actually were like, when I said that, were thinking along the same lines I was, or if you were more thinking along the lines of, okay, what would we actually need to survive in this scenario? Because I just be curious on people's ideas of something like that. But I tell you that, like I said, you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile. And I mean, that's kind of how it's not how I live my life in a negative way, but I really don't like it when organizations like tie your hands and things like that. And especially when it's things that you need to do your job. And I believe I talked about this before. I'm currently in the middle of a very intense go-live situation at my hospital in my emergency department. Being very careful. Okay. This will all be good. No, not there. There. Why do I not have this on my bar? There we go. And I've discussed before my being upset with the way that my organization runs a lot of things, including like the. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Wait, is that? Whoa. That was weird. I was just getting some lag. Apparently, it wasn't updating. And like one of the things I'm doing is I'm deploying these little printers. Is that really a ghast? Do you think he really is in the room? Or do you think he's above the room? Oh no, he's above the room. Can I attack him? No. That's kind of cool. I wish I could trap him there. It's like a car wash. Oh, he's gone. Oh. Yeah, look, it's like a car wash. Oh, we're so going on the car wash ride. Oh, he's got you. Yeah. Scrubbing in the shower. That's just kind of random. But, you know, it's deploying all these little printers. And one of the main issues that I have... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. One of the main issues that I have with the way that they set up our computers is the fact that, you know, we don't have rights to anything, including the adding of printers. I can't even print from a different printer because I don't have the admin rights to add a printer, which I think is... Oh, God. Oh, I forgot that this thing is not completely sealed yet. Oh, where's my power? My fancier bow. You're way too high, aren't you? How did that not kill you? Okay, he's good for now. God, there's another one still right there. Another car wash. I'm gonna put another set right here. I think this is over top of a bad place. Oh, no, not as bad as I thought. Okay, this will work. This will actually work very well. But they, you know, one day had left in... Somebody had logged into my computer, and they had left themselves logged in as the administrator. So the first thing that I did was I added myself to the administrator group and then moved on about my day. And it sounds like it's a horrible thing to do, but I didn't do it to do malicious things. I did it because I needed to function in my daily job role. And they... Oh, God damn it. There's so many of these guys blowing up my pretty walkway. I'll come back to you later, I guess. Wow, you got all the way in here? Oh, there's a hole there. This hole I can patch because I have some cobble on me. these holes should be okay for now. We'll come back to that later when I have more cobble. I think this will be enough. If I light it here. Yeah, that whole thing is lit. Okay. But it turns out it's a very good thing because... Sorry, I lost my track for a second, but I'm right back on it. Turns out it's a very good thing because in this job, on the things that I'm doing, I have had to be running the off-shift hours while this go-live is happening. So I worked yesterday from, it was supposed to be 6 to 10 a.m. and then 6 to 10 p.m. And then it was supposed to be, again today, 6 to 10 a.m. to 6 to 10... Or excuse me, 6 to 10 a.m. to 6 to 10 a.m. And then 6 to 10 p.m. and 6 to 10 p.m. And the purpose is to ensure that the night shift people have efficient coverage, at least for the beginning of their shifts, to get everything kind of up and running, and then leave and come back in the morning to get prepared for the next shift, which has actually been working out relatively well, except I haven't left at 10 o'clock ever. But it's always been like 11, 11:30, 12, somewhere in that time frame. But it's okay. That's understandable. That's things that are going to happen with this. So it'll just put me in for some extra hours on, you know, Friday that I can take off early, which is good. I like leaving early. But it is... It's a long way. Do I really need these all the way up? I probably don't. I probably need them, like, at the top and at the bottom. I would guess. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will this be enough to get me somewhere? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I were to refill this with... That's fine. You can do that. If I were to refill this and put some switches in this wall, and on this wall, would that be enough to boost me all the way up? That will not be, because I just broke it. Let's find out, shall we? Minecraft. Oh, that was weird. Nope, I was wrong. Whee! So maybe this thing will require actually powered rail all the way up to the top, which is kind of annoying because that's a lot of powered rail. But what are you gonna do? I might have to make some more powered rail, actually, is what I might have to do. I probably don't need it all the way to the top, actually. And that's not gonna go all the way up either, is it? What if we just did it to just the extent that this goes? But I mean, during these night shifts, a lot of things I've had to do is get back on my computer and reconfigure these little printers that I'm putting out there. And these little printers are legitimate little printers. You have to add them as a printer in your computer in order to do anything with them. There we go. That'll work. Because I'll need to do the same thing. I actually had quite a bit of momentum still going up there. I'm kind of impressed. So I can probably not start this until like here. But I wouldn't have been able to do that stuff. I would have had to call the help desk, have somebody come down. It would have really been inefficient for this go live. I would have had absolutely no power. I'd have been a person who's there without being able to actually correct the problems at hand, which is pointless if you're doing coverage for like a go live, especially on an off shift. And like I said, it wasn't because I wanted to do malicious things that I took this administrator access. It was because I needed it to function in my daily job. But it all comes back to the same concept of, you know, basically you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile, because you gave me that opportunity to get myself into that administrator group. I took advantage of that because I needed to. And yeah, granted, the company might not be happy that I have that access, but it's not like I'm doing anything bad with it. I mean, I guess I theoretically could, I mean, I have administrator rights to my computer at home. Also, it doesn't mean that I'm, well, it doesn't mean that I am, sitting here and doing highly illegal things because I have the ability to install programs on my computer at home. I mean, that's not the way it, works. Oh, he must be talking to me. No packs for me. I'm assuming Paul's going. That's Paul Soares Jr., correct? Yeah, Paul Soares Jr. I know he's on the server, but I haven't seen him on that much. I mean, a lot of people haven't seen me on the server that much either, so not really something I can say. That guy should come around more, because he probably does all the time. I'm just not on enough. I know that was kind of rambling about a couple different things at once, but it's just things that, really kind of irk me, that you expect me to be able to do all this stuff, but you don't give me the, whoa. There we go. You don't give me the actual ability to do what you expect me to do, which is just like a bad business practice. But what are you going to do? You deal with what you can deal with, and you kind of move on from there. So anyways, guys, just wanted to do a quick, slightly long-winded, I guess, update on what's been going on. Get another video out there for y'all to see. Get some stuff done around my area. Not lose a lot of that good stuff that I had. I should put that stuff away just in case I die again. Ooh, I have 2 more rails. I'll probably need some more for that little area I haven't finished, which I still have to do. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.